Hi guys, welcome to Tisha Talks. Team dynamics you already have going. Moving forward towards our passion and lining it up with purpose. Hey guys, welcome to Tisha Talks. So we're on a little road trip and we are discussing some topics that we thought was pretty interesting. So not too long ago I had a conversation with someone about why men cheat. And they asked me the question and my response was because they want to. And I just kind of feel like I understand that there is more to why they cheat. I understand that there is a process or things that probably lead up to it, but at the end of the day, no one had a gun to your head. It was a choice, a decision that you made to actually commit the act, and so I'm thinking it's because you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the short and sweet of it.
Right.
Is that person wants to. And like you said, there's a lot of other things that probably go on. You know, is there a healthy marriage? Are they spending enough time with each other? Is that person dealing with internal issues? But I think from a guy's standpoint, you know, just how we're structured and how we're built, we kind of have that hunting type of personality. You know, we want to be able to pursue something or chase things and be able to claim a prize, especially ones that are harder to get or the ones we feel like we can't have. We, you know, as men, we have that natural drive to want to get those things.
So do you think that there are key things that if they don't happen in a relationship, it predispositions a man to cheating?
Yeah, well, I mean, for one, marriages aren't like, that's not the finish line, you know, to a relationship. You know, you pursue a woman until you date her, until you're able to marry her, and then you've arrived. You know, you've completed your task. Like,
and then we're done.
And then we're done. Like, that's when it starts. That's when the true, you know, marathon starts, you know, with your wife. And it's a beautiful marathon. You continue to pursue her. You continue to date her, to chase after her, and to win her heart. And I think, you know, that's where a lot of us guys kind of miss it.
They give up.
Yeah, not even give up, but you think that you've accomplished what you've set to do, which was to marry this person and have that person become your spouse. Like, that's not where it ends, that's where it begins.
Because I think when you get in a marriage is when you really begin to see the work that's involved. Because people change. Like, you're not the same person at 25 that you are at 35.
Right, and some people may look at that as a challenge rather than an exciting, like, opportunity. Really, like, you know, if you're looking at different people, or somebody's interested in other women, like, your spouse is changing probably every week. So you got a different person to chase after and to figure out and to love every week. And it goes both ways.
So I was listening to this thing, and it was saying that men want their wives to, physical appearance is important to their husband.
Yep.
But it's not, he was saying that it's not so much how much weight you have or anything like that, but it's the fact that you care about how you look, and so you make efforts. So like, you might not be like a size 8 or whatever, but you're making a conscious effort to be better.
I agree, and I think it's the same, you know, both. Like, even let's say if you have a woman who wants, you know, her, I don't want to be statistical, but who wants her husband to get a job or, you know, to work. And it's one thing if that person is not looking for a job, not filling out applications, not going on interviews, than it is for, let's say, somebody who is, you know, trying to get a job, trying to make things happen, and it just doesn't seem to be working out.
Right.
You know, I think that the spouse can appreciate that than just somebody sitting on the couch not doing anything.
Right. So did you answer my question when I said, like, what things do you think predisposition a guy
I think I did, but I can't remember. What did
No,
I say?
I think you said that there are things that predisposition, but
Oh right,
I don't
yeah.
know if you
Saying
said
like
what they were.
if you're going through some internal things,
Oh, right,
you know,
right.
if the husband is not comfortable with themselves, you know, if they're very jealous, sometimes they can make up these fantasies in their head. You know, oh, my wife is doing this, or she doesn't really love me, or she's not really, you know, with me, and you act out because of that. Things that may not even be true. You're, you know, now creating this idea of wanting to be with somebody else because of that. You know, and a lot of it is internal. A lot of it for men and women. A lot of it starts off internal. You know, and then you start looking for other things to satisfy whatever need you have that's outside of your marriage. You know, because most of any type of cheating or infidelity starts with the mind first. You know, whether you are talking to other women or other men for women, and you start developing this friendship and this, you know, fantasy in your head, and then it escalates to another place.
Oh, okay. All right, so you what?
You're like, oh, okay.
I'm thinking. I was gonna say something. I was gonna ask, like, so this nagging thing. I'm trying to think of what this guy was saying.
Uh-huh.
He was talking about, like, you know, when wives nag or when your mate nags. Because I know when you say wives, like, you know, people who are dating that are in relationships. Do you think that nagging is something that predispositions? I mean, I know that these things happen and that you deal with them in relationships. I just still, at the end of the day, I still be feeling like it's because you wanted to. Because at any time you could, especially if you're not married, you could leave the situation. You don't have to be with that person. You don't have to cheat on them.
But then that would mean that person would have to give up the security that they have in that relationship, especially if whoever they're cheating on them with doesn't work out or it's not all they're cracked up to be. You know, then they have to kind of start over, and it's selfish, but you know, very selfish. But they don't want to have to go through that. People want their cake and eat it too, and that's really a sad reality.
It's like I like that part of you. And I like that part of her.
It's kind of
like that part of her.
It's kind of like being that uncle, you know, or that aunt that you love to spend time with your niece or nephew, but you're glad when you're able to give them back to their parents. Like, you don't want all of the responsibility that comes with having that child. You know, same thing with you know, relationships. You know, you may want to have a side relationship with this person, but you don't want the whole responsibility of that. You want the security that you have with your current spouse.
So how do you know? What would be like a sign for the women out there? I'll say the dating women.
You're trying to get me in trouble. That's what you're trying to do.
That somebody might be cheating. What might be the signs? Like when they don't answer your calls?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think there's probably all kinds. And I think for guys or for girls, I think you know when something is different. You know when something is different. What I can say is to listen to your intuitions. That's why y'all be catching stuff, because y'all got y'all got like Spidey sense. Y'all got like the Marvel superhero, DC superpowers, Wonder Woman activate.
I will have to say I agree, because I have been cheated on in the past, and
not by me.
No, not by
don't go there.
Not by him, but and I will say, like, my intuition would be like right on, and then people would just be lying and lying and lying. Like, I talk you right on out of what you already know is happening. And so I agree. You just really stick to your intuition, especially if you're not married. You're just dating. Like, go with your intuition. Go with your intuition.
You know when somebody is all in for you.
Yeah.
You know, when they really love you and they're really pursuing you. You shouldn't have, like, if
you second guess, you shouldn't have to second guess.
No. Especially if you do have, you know, a feeling and then you kind of test it out and you question it, and you see that it was nothing, then you know what I mean. Then you see that it was nothing. You know, but if there are those instances where you're like, okay, this just doesn't add up, or that doesn't make sense, or you know, why is this person being different? You know, you got to look at those things.
Well, guys, I hope this helped. Again, as
guys,
always,
I tried to help y'all out as much as we gotta
stick give all the information. We're gonna have our next one is gonna be why do women cheat, and
should be interesting.
I know, it should be. We'll see what I say. But so guys, as always, make sure that you remember that when you align your passion and your purpose, great things happen.